Hi there, this is your friend Anna, and the question that I've been getting the most from all of my friends is, what are we wearing? This age-old question isn't just about choosing an outfit, it's about choosing how we present ourselves to the world. I created the I Want Her Shoes podcast to dive deep into what it means to dress with intention, whether you're heading to a council meeting or just having a casual day out with your family. Join the conversation as we explore the power of personal style and the decisions that shape our public personas. Put on your favorite pair of shoes and step into my closet. Well, welcome back to the I Want Her Shoes podcast, where we spotlight women building meaningful lives, protecting what matters, and turning passion into purpose. I'm your host, Anna Annison, and today's conversation is about something every entrepreneur, creative, and founder needs to understand, and that's ownership. Ownership of your ideas, ownership of your work, and ownership of your voice. And my guest is Yvette, an intellectual property attorney at Regaro Law, who has spent over a decade helping entrepreneurs and creatives protect their brands, trademarks, and copyrights, which is amazing. But Yvette's story goes far beyond the legal world. Born and raised in Miami to immigrant parents, she's built a career in law while simultaneously answering a deeper calling, advocating for animals and endangered wildlife. And in 2018, after a life-changing trip to South Africa, witnessing the realities of what wildlife poaching firsthand, she founded Reclaimed Earth, a nonprofit dedicated to protecting critically endangered species around the world. And that's how we met, because I interviewed you at the Give Day Miami. And I thought your story was so amazing. And I'm really, really grateful and honored to have you here on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we're going to talk today about not just intellectual property, but also purpose-driven careers, conservation, and the courage it takes to follow the thing that really lights you up, even when it doesn't fit nearly into the life that you originally planned, right? So Yvette, let's start with your journey. You grew up here in Miami in a close-knit immigrant family. How did those early experiences shape your sense of justice and the path that really led you to law?
Sure. So my parents are from El Salvador and Cuba, which are two countries that have dealt with a lot of strife.
And still do.
Yeah, still do. But while they were there was a lot of strife, and they experienced a lot. And those stories passed down, I think, really impact a person.
Right.
And then just this idea that being the firstborn, you tend to be this protector,
right.
That's kind of put on you. And so I don't know, I've just been an advocate from birth. I remember my grandfather would do something naughty to my cousin, and I'm like 3 years old and get involved. I'm like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to, And so I think it was just always in me to want to make the space fairer. And fun fact, if you look at a horoscope book and you look at my birthday, May 19th, they usually have like a summary. And in the summary is always the word just.
I love that. So yeah, it's
like
your thing. Yes, I think that's you. And you've said that actually intellectual property law almost chose you.
Yes.
When you started working at Regaro Law. What was it about trademarks, copyright, and brand protection that really clicked for you?
So there's a couple things. A lot of different areas did not click for me because I'm someone that when I go all in, I go all in, and it's just...
Well, cheers to that. I think that's a great trait. Yes.
Thank you. Cheers. I hope you like this. It's from South Africa, of course.
It's really good. I mean, the South African wines are really nice.
So these areas of law, like I'm very passionate about criminal justice and obviously immigration stuff, living in Miami and having my background. But those areas of law would have consumed me. And I could not. And
it's
then
very emotional. I think you seem to be very you go deep in this stuff, right? So yeah.
And then when I learned about trademark, I was like, all of my clients are happy. They're all energized. They're all creatives. They're all like excited to create this project, right? And I'm helping them with that. And so it just felt right.
I love that story. That's awesome. And you work with entrepreneurs and creatives every day. What is the biggest intellectual property mistake that you see founders make when launching a business? Because I think this is really good for our audience.
Yeah, so they go to a marketing firm instead of a lawyer when they have a name in mind. And the issue is that marketing can only do so much of a search. And they usually will then invest all this money because the marketing firm told them, yes, it's okay to go ahead, not knowing whether a lawyer cleared it or not. And then they're about 6 months into the process and, oh, we have to rebrand because we got a cease and desist. So that's the biggest mistake.
All right, no, that's the great advice. And in the world where ideas move so fast, how important is it for women building brands to protect their property early?
Really important.
And how early? Like, is it right away? Like when you have an idea? Or
as soon as you have an idea, you're going to want to at least do a preliminary search so you don't spend time building an idea that's not going to work, right? And so let's say you decide you have a book brand you want to create. You want to find out if anyone's doing it. And lawyers can do what's called a preliminary search really quickly. It's inexpensive, and then you'll know whether to invest in that brand. And it's really important once you do know you're going to start investing in that brand, whether it be marketing or building out the company, you're going to want to file a registration as soon as possible. And you're going to want to do it with a lawyer, because I can't tell you how many clients think that they can do it, or they find someone on some website that's cheaper and they end up having to come to me anyway because the application wasn't filed correctly.
Yeah, no, do it right away, ladies and gentlemen, because you better do it right because you'll save money anyways, right?
Yeah, and a side note, companies aren't worth anything if you don't have the trademarks registered.
There you go.
Nothing.
That's true. That's the truth, for sure. And you've spoken so beautifully about the idea that self-doubt is often the real brick wall standing between us and our goals. When did you realize that the biggest obstacle wasn't external? It was the story that we're telling ourselves, because that's, I think, some of us never realized that though. So.
This is true. So for me, I did a course about almost 10 years ago now called the Landmark Forum. And the course is really about that. So I love the fact that you use that phrase specifically, because it's about how we don't realize that we're being imprinted on all day long. And our brain becomes this machine that just has this voice there. And we identify that voice as ourselves instead of this external noise. And so it's really important to know when you should act anyway,
Right. No, I think that's beautiful. Well, I think that's, and it's a good advice again for our audience. And despite having such a successful legal career, you felt something was missing. What was the moment when you realized, I know it was a trip, but maybe we could tell us the story about when you realized the passion for animals needed to become something bigger for you?
Sure. So I had been practicing law for about, 2 years. And I realized I love what I'm doing, but this cannot be my whole life. Like this doesn't feel like a full expression of me.
Right.
And so I started exploring. I ended up rescuing dogs from the shelter here. I saved over 100 dogs.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
They were on the euthanasia list back then, and I still get Christmas cards from their owners. But that burnt me out a little bit, and I realized that was a hyper man-made problem, right? And unless we change the policy, I was really just stopping the flow. So I wanted to do something bigger, and it led me to go to Africa to learn, to explore, to experience. And from that trip, the moment I saw a mom and baby rhino in the wild, like the way they're supposed to be, it was like I started crying. It was a whole thing. And I was like, that's it. This is what I'm doing. And I started a nonprofit. I didn't know what it was going to be at the time. The idea was I just wanted to build something that I could use as a platform. And I just didn't know how I was going to use it.
So tell us now the thing that you built. It's called Reclaimed Earth, and the mission, the work, and how you're building awareness around endangered wildlife. Tell us the mission and how people can help and get involved.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Reclaimed Earth is really just about endangered wildlife. We want to raise awareness. We want to conserve them. At times we participate in rescues. And the way that the public can help is coming to our events and sharing our message. We raise awareness on particular animals, but not just that. I use my legal skills to go out there and find these amazing boots on the ground projects that you otherwise would not even hear of over here. And we create events around them so that you learn about them. We sometimes bring the people over so you can meet the people running these projects. And then we create fundraisers for them once the audience has fallen in love with them. And so sharing our message, sharing these boots on the ground efforts that are doing amazing work that need that spotlight is really the best.
And we'll share all the links and everything, and you can click and contribute if you care. And I think we all care about animals, and especially wild animals. And you operate in such two different spaces, corporate law and wildlife conservation. How do those worlds inform one another? You just mentioned that you go out there as like a lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you do that to advocate for this? Because I'm sure that gives you a bigger voice, right?
So what I've had to reflect on this, because you're not the first person to ask me how to navigate these two worlds. And what's interesting is I think I'm a fuller person because of it. Essentially, as a lawyer, my job is to problem solve. You come to me, you tell me, this is what's going on, and I look for what's possible for you. Classically science trained people don't think that way.
Right.
They think on these are the facts and this is what's so and this is what we can do. And so that's what I bring to the table on the conservation side. And then on the conservation side, it reminds me to stay grounded, because lawyering can be storytelling.
Right.
And it's he said, she said, and whoever has the best story wins. And so with the science, it grounds me and it reminds me to stick to the facts.
I love that. That's so cool. I think that's like a perfect combination almost, right? That people wouldn't think of.
Right.
And you've mentored women in legal profession and helped create opportunities for them to grow. Why is this so important to you? And what advice do you give them like in the very beginning? If there's one thing that you tell them, aside from get the trademark early, obviously.
Stick to your guns and your guts. It's very easy to get caught up in what someone tells you should be doing.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that is definitely, I think we listen to that when we're younger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and as we're older, it kind of subsides.
Yes. but in your 20s, you're like, somebody says, oh my God, you're like a great artist. And like, you should be an artist, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, but maybe that's just I think that's so true.
Yeah,
and if you know in your gut, that's not your thing, then you should listen to that. And let's talk about style for a moment, because law can be very traditional, right? And how do you express your personality through fashion while still commanding authority in the room? But every time I've seen you're so fabulous. So like you have such a great sense of style.
I appreciate that. It is hard to I do not change when I'm in Africa. So this is what you get.
I love that. Oh my God, you're going. Maybe combat boots with this cute dress. There you go.
But the earrings are always there. I usually have longer nails, but I'm learning to play the guitar, so I had to cut them. But there's always a sense of something on them. And I have found it's actually very difficult to command a space so I pick and choose, right? Like for the most part, I allow myself to express myself how I want and how I deem fit. But there are moments where I realize my message might be a little bit more powerful if I tone down something. So for example, I think those are Miu Mius.
Yeah.
The ones with the little disco ball thing. So I wore those to a meeting one time with a mentor I had in the legal space. And they were black, but the same heel.
The little disco ball and that little heel like the other.
And she was like, I cannot hear a word coming out of your mouth because I am just trying to figure out how you're standing in those shoes. They look like you'd fall over. And so, yeah.
But that's a really great point though for the ladies. Like you have to know like what the right
your
situation,
audience, the audience. And what your purpose is, because in a networking, that might be great because then everyone's
you want people to pay.
Yeah,
they're like, whoa, yeah. So no, that's great advice. And do you think the way we present ourselves through clothing, energy, and presence can improve how others perceive our authority? Yeah, you kind of just answered that for sure. And if a woman is listening right now and is launching a brand, a podcast, or a product, or a business, what are the 3 things that she should protect legally right away?
Oh, her name, the name of the business, the logo of the business if it is not just a stylized version of the name. Because some people just use, like, if you have like a little, like Lacoste's alligator,
something like that,
a logo that's separate and creative, you should trademark that. And then the biggest thing for me is speaking to someone who can tell you where you're open to liability. Because it's something we don't think about until it's too late and the liability has occurred.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy because you can create waivers or contracts with people that you're engaging in, and then you're in the clear. You know, you can run your business the way you want to. But I think that it's something we forgot.
Yeah.
Liabilities.
No, I think those are great advice. We're going to make a little reel out of that because it's perfect. And now let's jump into this or that, your edition, which is going to be so much fun.
Your questions are always
courtroom confidence or conservation field boots?
Always conservation field boots.
Yes.
Always.
Trademark filing or wildlife rescue mission or both?
So, man, I think it's the rescue.
Yes, I know, I can sense it because that's like your passion. I mean, I think
like,
you're passionate
there's so
about
much value in the trademark, right?
Yeah.
And I am passionate about both, but I think it's animals are life.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I'm an animal girl myself, so Power Blazer, relaxed linen.
Oh, Power Blazer.
Yes. Negotiation table or jungle expedition?
I would love to say jungle expedition on this one, but negotiation table gets things done.
Right. For both things, right?
Yeah.
City life in Miami or safari sunrise in South Africa?
Anyone who knows me, it's South Africa. I've been trying to get my husband to move there for the
my
last 5
God.
years.
Maybe someday you guys can retire there.
Yeah.
Strategic planning or spontaneous adventure?
I like spontaneous adventure. It's definitely my thing, but I like to have a plan in case no one comes up with a spontaneous adventure.
That's great. Rescuing domesticated animals or protecting endangered species?
As much as I love my pups, but it is both. And I love my pups, but endangered species keep us here. Like, they support our life here.
Yeah.
And they keep the planet running. So if I had to pick one, it would be the latter, but ideally both.
Yeah. Early morning productivity or late night brains?
Oh, early mornings.
Me too. I can't, like, at late night, I'm like, my brain is like,
it turns off.
Yeah, I can't do it. Protecting ideas or protecting animals or both?
So ideas
because you're doing both.
I do both. But I think ideas are a construct, right? So I think animals.
Yes, I love that. And Yvette, thank you so much for bringing your intelligence, compassion, and purpose-driven spirit to the I Want Her Shoes community. Your story reminds us that success doesn't have to fit inside one box. You can protect ideas and protect wildlife. You can build a career and answer a deep calling. And you can use your voice to create change in more ways than one. To everyone listening, whether you're building a brand, protecting your ideas, or searching for that thing that lights you up, remember this: your purpose might not be just one path, right? Sometimes it's two worlds you're brave enough to hold at the same time. And a pair of shoes that represents you the best, and then we're gonna take a Polaroid.
Holy moly. You have some options in here.
We try, you know.
Oh, I think I spotted some.
I know you have these, but you can't pick these because you already.
No, I would have.
Yeah. Yes, girl. I could. Do you have them yet?
I do not.
Because they're so comfortable. Like,
really?
Yes.
They look like they would be.
No, like I ran around all day in a conference.
They're also unique, like with the.
Yeah, and they actually have a smaller one too.
Oh no, I wouldn't go smaller. Give me a high heel any day.
You're a high heel girl like me.
Yeah.